What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about Airbit, and more specifically Airbit in 2023. This is a video I've been wanting to do for 6 months, but the first thing I had to do was be consistent with uploading onto Airbit before I could give you a proper conclusion of my thoughts on Airbit as a beat seller, whether it's been worth it for me uploading onto there, and if it's still good for selling beats in 2023, because as we know, Airbit was one of the first major beat selling platforms to establish itself, and it is massive. There's over 800,000 users on there from the last time I checked any sorts of stats, which tells you about Airbit. So why am I making this video in the first place, questioning whether Airbit's actually good to upload on? Well, stick around to the end of this video because I have a lot of pros and also a lot of cons to tell you about Airbit. So if you are new to this channel, smash that subscribe button right now. It's the best way to support the channel. But with that mantra out of the way, let's get into the topic of this video, Airbit in 2023. Is it worth it? Let's find out. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is a side-by-side comparisons of Beatstars and Airbit, because there is a slight truth to this which I don't really think is as debatable as I'm working it out to be in my head right now. But if we're talking solely, if you're a beat seller who wants to upload beats onto a beat store and expect the beat store that you upload on to push algorithmically your beat out to potential artists to buy the beat off you, there is only one clear winner in this case, and that is Beatstars. From my own personal experience, I've uploaded 175 beats onto Airbit, 240 beats onto Beatstars. Now, I've been on Beatstars for a year, Airbit for 6 months, but if we were to compare side by side the algorithmic sales that I've got, Beatstars is by far a clear winner. It is not even close. I actually, fun fact, one day, 2 weeks ago, made more algorithmic sales on Beatstars in one day than I have in the entirety of selling on Airbit. Now that is quite the stat to give you. I don't have anything personal against Airbit when I make this video. In fact, there's a couple of really cool features that I love about Airbit which will keep me renewing my annual subscription to them. So don't get me wrong, this is not slating Airbit, but what you want to know in this video is if it's worth it for you uploading your beats onto Airbit. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of Airbit. One massive pro for Airbit is its YouTube monetization. It is far better than anything that Beatstars offers. Just putting it out there right now. I use YouTube monetization because I offer my beats free for non-profit, so it is an incredibly good way to police my beats on YouTube, actually earn a little bit of income. But when we talk about income, we're only talking about 20p or whatever for like 1,000 streams. It's not a lot and it's not going to make you money, but it's just a good way to police it. And anyone who is downloading my beats to know that when they're uploading free for non-profit, these beats are protective, and it's a bit of peace of mind for you as well. And it's also a good indicator if anyone uploads any music onto Spotify without crediting you when they should, it's always going to go up with YouTube as well. So then that's when you can actually find out them sort of things as well. So again, YouTube monetization, very good feature. Big thumbs up for Airbit for that. But let's talk about the cons now, because the big con, it's quite an important one, especially if you're a new beat seller and you have no savvy knowledge of marketing. And that is algorithmically, Airbit just isn't that good from my experience. We can talk about stuff like the views and the free downloads, which again, if we're comparing Beatstars to Airbit, Beatstars is leaps and bounds better than Airbit. But I didn't think that Airbit would be as bad as I actually thought it was algorithmically when I first started. So I sell pop beats. Pop actually isn't one of the bigger genres when it comes to beat selling, you may be surprised to hear, because when you think about pop music, you don't really think of about the type beat selling as much as if you're doing Afro beats, trap, hip hop. You know, like them sort of genres are the ones that do really well for beat selling. Pop's actually more niche. But anyway, I persevere and I upload pop beats because I enjoy it. I've done quite well on Beatstars for myself doing it, but Airbit was just a different story altogether. Now for Beatstars, I have achieved over 60,000 views to date, and that is in a year. So Airbit, to be fair, has 6 months, so let's cut that right down. And in my first 6 months on Beatstars, I would say I probably got about 25 to 20,000 views on all my beats. Airbit, on the other hand, 2,500 to date from uploading 170 beats. So that's from more beats, yet we've got a tenth of the views that I've got on Beatstars, which would suggest that the potential reach for pop beats, at least on Airbit, is a tenth. But that's just almost too low, where you think, is there actually anyone on Airbit at all? So why is that? Is people just not on Airbit as much anymore? Or does pop beats not really do that well altogether? Well, actually, I can probably vouch for that, because there is some producers on there who I've talked to recently who do very well off of Airbit in the past in terms of the views. but I was really surprised to hear the lack of just organic sales that they got. So Airbit clearly has a very limited reach, so you've really got to keep that in mind, that when you're uploading onto Airbit, you're not going to make as many sales as you think you are just by uploading beats onto the beat store and hoping that algorithmically it goes out to the right people and they purchase the beat from you. It's just not going to happen. From my experience, Beatstars is leaps and bounds above. If you want to just upload beats without any marketing at all, I wouldn't suggest you upload onto Airbit, because you're going to be very disappointed by the results that you get. Now, don't get me wrong, that is not me saying you shouldn't upload onto Airbit, because as I've been saying in all my videos this year for beat selling, the most important thing about selling beats is marketing. If you want to be making serious money selling beats, you've got to be doing marketing. You can't just rely on algorithmic beat sales through beat stores like Airbit or Beatstars, because that's just not going to get you any sales. So I will back up Airbit, that though, yes, the algorithmic side of it and the organic reach is quite poor now and not as good as it used to be from my experience compared to Beatstars as well, you should definitely be driving traffic still to get them beats in the first place. And Airbit actually, as another pro, offers a very good custom website builder that you can use to get beat sales, so that is good in itself. When comparing it to the pro page of Beatstars, it's pretty much similar and does the same thing. So again, Airbit, Beatstars in that case, level playing field, and if you actually are serious about your beat selling and do marketing, then there's nothing wrong with using Airbit still. Now, if you're someone who can only afford one annual subscription, I highly recommend that you would choose Beatstars over Airbit for that reason, especially if you're new to beat selling. But again, if we're just talking about uploading to Airbit, and the reason why I paid my annual subscription this year for Airbit, it is solely down to the YouTube monetization for me, because I do beats free for non-profit. Now, I've been doing a lot of waffling in this video, so I'm actually going to show you all my stats for Airbit very quickly right now, so you can get the best idea of what sort of results I've been getting for the consistency of beats I've been uploading. Okay, so we're now in Airbit, and let's go to the engagement first so you can see what sort of views we're doing with here, because as you can see today I've got 2,497 plays, which in my opinion, that's just not great at all. 13 likes, and this is from 170 odd beats uploaded, by the way. 170. Now, when we go to the free downloads as well, it's pretty much a very similar story. We've had 5 total downloads in the past 30 days. All time, we've had 16 free downloads, which is okay. We're getting like 5 free, 2 free downloads a month, so they'll be adding to my email subscriber list, so that's okay. But again, for the amount of beats that I've uploaded, that's not good enough. And now you want to know is the sales. So let's go all time for sales, and as you can see, all time we have made $215. This is in 6 months. As you see, I started uploading in October. I made $115 one month. Weirdly, at the start, I made a $15 beat sale, and I got $100 free promo when I started on Airbit, which I used, and I actually made a $100 beat sale of that. So I got 100 quid for that. And then I also made another $100 beat sale sometime later. So again, I made a couple sales, which is cool, and I thought this would be a start of it, and it has paid for my annual subscription, which is good, but these just results aren't good enough. I was expecting a lot more, and since January, I've actually made no sales at all, and I've been uploading at least 20 to 30. I would even say 1 month I uploaded 40 beats in 1 month on there. So this is just, yeah, it's a little bit concerning, because one thing I will emphasize is I do not drive any traffic to Airbit, so everything that happens in my stats is just through organic growth on Airbit. So yeah, with all that considered, do I recommend that you get an Airbit account? Well, it depends what stage you're at as a beat seller. If you're someone who's just starting out as a beat seller and you want to start getting into it, maybe upload beats and try and start getting views, just people listening to it, and maybe get the odd sale here and there, then I highly recommend that you upload on Beatstars, not Airbit, because with Airbit, you're not going to get them sales just spontaneously every other week. Not unless you're getting at least 1,000 views a week, in my opinion. That's just what I have heard from other producers who are doing a lot better than me on Airbit. Even with the amount of views they get, they don't get sales that often. But if you're a more established music producer wanting to monetize your beats a lot more, especially for YouTube, then I highly recommend that you do get the annual subscription for Airbit, because though you may not make that, I think it's about $100 back in the year using the YouTube monetization feature, it does give you a lot more of peace of mind and security when giving away your beats for free without a tag, because you can monetize it on YouTube and almost kind of police it, which I think is a very, very cool feature. But I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are watching this, you're a beat maker and you've been on Airbit, maybe you have a different opinion to me. Maybe you think Airbit actually is better than Beatstars and you can tell me otherwise. I would be more than glad to hear your other experiences on there. But would I recommend that you get an Airbit account 2023? Well, in conclusion, if you are new to beat selling, no. If you are a beat seller and you want to take your beat selling brand more seriously, the YouTube monetization feature is something that I highly recommend that you consider getting Airbit for. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave the video there for today. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. But other than that, keep making music and I will see you in the next video.